We are back at On the Rocks on top of Lookout Mountain in Georgia, this time at their other container home build dubbed the Hangar. I think just the pure shape of this one looks so ridiculously cool. It is made out of two 20-foot shipping containers and has a very interesting layout inside. Not to mention the absolutely breathtaking views you have from all of these windows in the main room. I'm really excited for you guys to see that. So let's now hop straight into the full tour.
Welcome back to On the Rocks. The overall company name is Wander Chat. All links will be in the video description, and this is the view that you'll see as soon as you pull up in your car. But we are going to head to the middle container home, and this is what the entry side of the exterior looks like. But we'll now switch to the front, and you can see more clearly the two 20-foot containers on the bottom and the loft area up top. I can only imagine what it took to carve out those custom windows, definitely some unique dimensions. I'll zoom out and give more of an overview on the property as a whole and what else there is to do when you're not inside of your container home. So there are two shared fire pits. This is the one probably closer to the hangar, and it's right in front of the Belvedere box, which you can see in the background now. It's their smaller 20-foot container home. We'll be touring in another video. And we are so high up in the mountains that you can quite literally see all of the mist and the clouds right in front of you when you're at this fire pit. It's pretty crazy. From left to right, we have the Belvedere box, the hangar there in the middle, and Cloud 9 on the right, which I already released a video on. And finally, before we head inside, I just have to focus on the view itself. I spent 4 days total on top of this mountain shooting all of these different Airbnbs, so I left plenty of opportunity for some amazing drone shots. I flew my drone as high as it could possibly go and definitely pushed its limits, but this is what some of the results looked like. But that's it for everything on the exterior. The entrance is actually in between these container doors. It looks really cool. We're now gonna open up the door and finally come inside to start the interior portion of the tour. When you first enter, we're going to begin in the main living room area, which you can see here. This is my favorite angle in the entire home, I think. There are just windows everywhere and the natural light is streaming in. You can get a little bit of a sneak peek there into the loft in the top left-hand corner, and there is your deck through those sliding doors. I'll now take the camera and point it up more towards the ceiling because there's definitely a key talking point up here, and that is this lighting fixture, which caught my eye as soon as I walked in. Looking now in this direction, the views just continue, ladies and gentlemen. Now through this main big bay window, you can't miss it, and you have views like this basically from every room in this container home, from the living room to the kitchen to the bedroom. I feel like this container home is just made up exclusively of windows. Moving back from my favorite angle now, of course, with all of these windows throughout the home, the question of privacy will arise, especially here in the living room and in the bedroom later at night. But luckily here on the main floor, all of these big windows have curtains, which you can easily slide across just like this. But I'll take them down now just so you can have a moment to just imagine yourself having your cup of coffee right here. Let's move on because I know I've said the words views and windows quite a bit, so we're now gonna head to the kitchen and we'll start along this back wall, which has your main countertop area. There is plenty of space where you can prep some meals or do some cooking during your stay if you need. And down below, there are two gold and blue stools. I think gold and blue is kind of the color scheme for this space. And there are two shelves here, which is very well stocked. There are also some welcome gifts down below, like a little s'mores kit you can use at the fire pits, some branded stickers, and a tea kettle. There's also a sign up here. Looking further up, you have pretty much everything else that you would need in a kitchen, from your plates to your wine glasses and your mugs. In the top right hand corner, there's even a photo of a paraglider, because you can go paragliding right down the road from On the Rocks. But I'll now gather up some things because I'm going to make myself a meal. That's pretty much it for this back wall. Opposite of that though, you do have your fridge and freezer units. Even a microwave there is above the freezer. Then you have this quite large but really gorgeous looking kitchen sink. It takes up almost this entire other countertop area, but that will do it for the kitchen. Behind the couch, there are two doors. This door on the left takes you into the one bathroom in this container home. There are these two shelves also on the right-hand side, which have plenty of towels waiting for you. And looking more towards the left, you can see your toilet and sink. But I especially love the shower. There are those smaller black and white tiles on the ground. And looking up more towards the top, there are all of these white subway tiles. Looking at those same two doors, the door then to the right takes you into this small little supply closet. You can find a few items like your iron and ironing board and some extra pillows. Let's head in this direction to the end of one of the 20-foot containers, and this will eventually take us into the bedroom here. And the blue theme continues. There's also a small blue nightstand there to the left of the bed, and then you can find all of your pillows and the guest book and a little decoration along this wall. And you don't even have to leave your bed in the morning for those views, because you have these two big windows. Next, I'll approach this big sliding glass door and pull it back because we're going to briefly head outside again. And this will take us to your little outdoor deck space. This is all right in front of those two big windows that we just saw in the bedroom. I'm going to sit down and relax for a little, and you have a simple setup with these two bright yellow chairs and a circular table. You can actually see the two fire pits on opposite ends of the property from some of these shots. And of course you have your view. This was taken in the late afternoon, so it's getting closer to the sun setting, which also happens in this direction. Last but certainly not least, we are back inside to check out the last spot in this container home, and that is the loft. So I'm going to climb up this black ladder, and I was laughing a little when reviewing this footage because you can see me kind of stumbling into the loft from that drone shot. And it's pretty simple up here. You have this big blue couch, and it's in front of these two massive windows. This is one of the best spots on the entire property out of all three of these container homes because it's one of the highest vantage points as well to take in all of these views. So whether it be the loft or the outdoor deck or the living room, there is plenty of spots to enjoy sunsets. The booking links for all three of these container homes are down in the video description. We'll also be touring the same host treehouse in the next video. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you very soon for another Airbnb tour.